Maybe the perspectives could be different. Maybe the board felt that the right way to do is to do ABC, which was not the way the management wanted. But that does not mean siding. If they're independent directors, they will tell you what is the right way to get, or in their view, what is the right way to deal with this crisis.
Sometimes businesses are to be sold because of too many partners and things like that. Then in that case, what is the best way to evaluate your business?
There are known methods of valuation.
Then
you have to appoint a chartered accountant or a valuer who will value the business. There are 3-4 known methods of valuation. Yeah.
Sorry, the lady in the red side, she's been raising her hand, then I'll come to you in a minute. Yes, please.
I know there are laws in place.
Can we just have some introductions?
I'm Pavan Jain. I run my own business.
Okay.
And I want to know what we haven't talked about liabilities of an outside director, board director. I want you to throw some light on that.
I think the liabilities are quite a lot, if you ask me.
No, just in short. Yeah, I know there is a law, there are guidelines, but
we talked about insurance. I don't know. Maybe.
I know insurance is to cover your liability. It's to protect you. Were you negligent? Because if you were negligent, you didn't. Suppose you were an independent director and attended no board meeting. I think that's a problem. Or you attended and didn't participate at all, asked no questions, did nothing. I think that's a problem. And if something went wrong in the company, you're going to be one of the respondents in a case of oppression or a mismanagement, for malfeasance, for misfeasance, for negligence. Now, class action claims are possible against you. So the management and the directors get sued. The best pressure tactic is if the provident fund not paid or statutory dues are not paid, you get hauled up in criminal proceedings. Check bounces, you get hauled up in criminal, even though you have nothing to do with the day-to-day management of the company. So these are some of the problems that you typically face,
So, do you protect yourself by insuring?
One is the insurance. One is participating in board meetings. Sometimes, like as directors of companies, I get letters from customers or disgruntled employees or whatever it is. You have to raise it back to the management and ask questions and say, look, what is this? What are you doing about it? How are you dealing with it? Are you getting a satisfactory answer, or management is just pushing it around? And then you can take it up at the next board meeting and say, I want this on the agenda. Please discuss it and I want a solution to this.
You're bursting to ask the question. You've been holding your hand up for a while. I'm so sorry. Sorry about that.
I'm Dr. Asha Pandey. I'm a director in my son's company, a sports company, sports. I have no interest as such in sports.
Right.
But I have been there in meetings, and my line is academic, and the company is growing very fast. My question is, how do I benefit from the company?
Besides,
I'm giving time and arranging meetings and everything.
So you're not interested in it.
I have never asked him for any favors or anything.
No, you're saying this is your son's company. Well, the fact that you mentioned son means that you're not going to be getting anything from it. But no, in all seriousness, Ms. Jindal, I just wanted to ask you something. A very good question there, which is that actually because you are his mum, it's his company, it's growing fast, it has nothing to do with, all of you have to answer this question.
That's very important. Very important.
I think I just feel happy if I'm helping my son or my husband. I just feel very happy about it.
No, that's the reason I'm helping him.
Yeah, but I think it's an experience also. Anything that is learned and done is an experience. It's a learning. And somewhere in the back of in your life, it's going to help you.
No, Deepika, what she means is, like, suppose today my son has opened a company on my name, okay, but I don't know anything about it. That's what she means, that he is doing everything, but because
you
are just assigning
so you learn. If you're concerned, then you should learn about it, I think.
You have to, exactly.
I'm not that interested in sports, and it is very sports.
It happens.
So are you doing this more as a favor to your son, or is it something that...
Yeah, most people will.
Yeah.
So the question is quite relevant.
Yeah.
To the extent that, the question is relevant because most
Very
people
relevant.
are doing favors, and somewhere we are all selfish at the end of the day, and we think back, and so much time is we spend on our own. Like she's an academician, so she spends time on the board. What does she gain out of it? Is a very relevant question. So I think
you have to then participate. If your name cannot be just for the sake of being there, you certainly must participate in the management of the company to the extent you can. Not to give up your academics because that's your first love and that's what you do. But to the extent you attend board meetings, ask difficult, even if he's your
difficult questions.
You have to look at it as a perspective that you are guiding him by asking these tough questions so that he learns from it as well.
But when they're small companies, they don't have board meetings. I don't think.
Yeah, actually, that's even larger family companies tend to show paper meetings.
Yeah, this is what I was talking about.
But then you have to ask questions to your son. Go to his office and ask him 5 questions. He says, look, I am now a director. I have liabilities.
Yeah.
And I want to be...
Yeah. I'll call you back.
I think that sometimes you'll have to be tough with it. Ma'am, sometimes you'll have to be tough with it because you have liabilities that attach to you. The day when you could have just closed your eyes and sit there doing nothing, those days are over today. I think even if you don't actively participate, but information is important for you today.
Okay, just center of the room, going back to a question there.
Hi, I'm Madhvi Advani, and a very simple question.
Ladies, I'm so sorry, can we just listen to her because it's the last question we're taking today.
I just need to know, since I'm not very aware about the whole of the thing about directors, roles and perspectives, can there be silent directors, dummy directors, or just for the namesake?
Sorry?
Can there be dummy directors? For the silent sake, like namesake, just silent directors, silent partners, like something like silent partners.
As in you're a director, but you don't do anything.
Yeah, can there be somebody like that?
No.
You're not supposed to. One sec. Her question.
In a partnership firm, you don't have directors. You just have partners, and all partners have unlimited liability, and you have liability for the acts of all the other partners as well.
Mostly family people, they are partners to save tax.
Yeah.
So there's so many people in one business that...
so all partners are jointly and severally liable for all the liabilities of the partnership firm.
So another thing that you can take back is, if supposing you're part of a partnership and you don't want the liability of the business because you're a sleeping partner, ask your family member to convert it into an LLP.
Yeah, limited liability partnership.
In that case, you'll have limited liability.
I think limited liability partnership.
So it's like a limited liability director also?
No.
What director? Limited liability director.
Even independent directors don't have limited liability. The partnerships. It's a new thing that they've introduced in law from last year. I mean, couple of years ago, actually.
Sorry, I'm so sorry. Because I have that terrible task of sort of going to people. I will have to say there are 2 last questions, and then we're going to have to wrap this discussion up. Sorry, I apologize for not having come to you earlier.
I'm Anita Kalsi. I have been head of the department in a couple of multinationals and corporate houses.
Okay.
Now I'm a CSR consultant. And a couple of years back, I did a full-fledged course in directorship from Institute of Directors. And they have been, I have been on their list of placement. And I never received any letter or anything from them for forwarding my profile to any company who are looking for any director. So what I'm here trying to say is that if FICCI Flow could establish a helpline for futuristic directors. Like, there are many HR agencies who recruit people. I have sent my profile to them also, but never heard a reply from them.
Yeah,
and
I think you are a good case to join our forum. It's a networking forum where I forgot to mention, because if you're board ready, the next step is to network also. We forget to network. We don't strategize our careers. If you want to be a board member, you must keep meeting promoters, influential people, and mentors. So a networking forum is what you should be joining.
I could send you an email to Ficky about that, but from Ficky also, I mean, Flo.
But I think what you're saying is actually it's reality and truth, because even these headhunters who look for women directors approach these 20 women directors who get known and who are on 20 boards, and they come to us for the 21st board, and we say no. But they don't go to women like you who are trained and ready to join boards and contribute, because your names are not known to these people, or even if they're not known, they don't push. Which is a sad part. Actually.
In Flow, we are taking up this program. I'll just tell you what we are doing in Flow.
We are doing beyond a point.
In our Flow.
It's a trend, unfortunately.
What we are doing in Flow is that we've just drafted an email which we'll be sending out to all members, giving certain criteria and a form to fill. So from that, we are planning to shortlist some women who we think are attractive for companies to be on the board, and we are working with KPMG and with WCT.
In fact,
we are going to create a short list of women. We are also already in touch with companies which place women directors. So this list is going to be made available. If required, we'll do some training programs for these women. That's part of our agenda.
Actually, I would like to add here, I mean, as far as the experience goes, whenever, like, as I said, I have been a head of the department. I have been attending their meetings, senior management meetings, and doing a lot of work, which is a part of, a couple of things are a part of a directorship only.
Okay.
So I mean, I do not lack experience that way.
So you're saying you have the experience, but you're just not getting the...
Yeah. So that's one of our missions, is to actually bring such women to the fore. But of course, FICCI itself has a program where they have a very intense 1-year mentoring program and placement
for board
readiness.
Fantastic. Okay,
so for that, as I said, I have done
that. We would be glad to collect Anita ji.
Yeah, please.
We would be glad to. We are asking for applications, which we would evaluate and also forward to such forums.
Thank you.
Okay, last question. I'm sorry, the gentleman. Okay,
Fatima, I just wanted to add one thing. Regarding what she was asking about. Today we have with us Mr. Ashish Agarwal, Senior Vice President of Prime Database. Prime Database has a unique website for professionals who are competent and willing to become independent directors on listed companies, and for listed companies to search for them. So women who are interested in this can please get in touch with him, and they can also give their names at the registration desk. Right?
You've been very patient, and you just sort of listened to us all this time. Okay. The gentleman in the back, and I'm afraid that's the last question, and everybody who wants to ask the panelists questions can catch up with them after the vote of thanks, please. Could I just get you in? Can't hear you, Deepak. Just say that again. Do you want to get a mic?
Hi, I am Deepak Giri. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Okay.
I represent the Dollar Business Magazine. Lately, we have seen a lot of investments in India, especially in manufacturing and defense sector.
Right.
But are we going to see some FDI in India's legal sector? Like we have KPO.
That's not a board question, is it? Are you asking Pallavi Shroff for her views on FDI in legal structures?
I'm just asking for views.
I don't know.
Ms. Shroff, I think that's not the forum for it, and if you want to, Ms. Shroff, if you want to get into it, you're most welcome to.
No, I think I want.
But we need to stick to why people are invited here, so you can perhaps ask that question later. I'm afraid.